What's up, folks? Sean, the Average Angler. We got a video for you today. We are going to talk about something very versatile. Covers a lot of different techniques, a lot of different ways to rig things, a lot of different baits you can rig on these things. Okay, we're going to start out with the Owner Ultrahead. Okay, these were on sale at Tackle Warehouse around the Christmas time sales, all that kind of stuff. I think they were $2 a pack, 4 per pack. They're a bargain, right? I think they're normally $5. The hook point to the eye, about 60 degrees. So to me, this is not as universal as, say, the Bass Union weedless or even the Frenzy Nail weedless. Right. This is still has a place. Now, to me, basically, it's going to be a worm setup. You rig a worm. Now, one thing you can do if you're noticing hookup issues is you can take the hook point with a pair of pliers and just point it out towards the side a little bit. Okay, put it on there. And you got your little ball head. I don't know that I would fish this much as a shaky head because, again, I have better options with the Bass Union and the Frenzy Nail. However, if I'm wanting to work it down a steep bank, I think this line tie angle becomes advantageous. Now, it's Owner, so you got a great hook. One thing I will caution, you want to use kind of like a drop shot, nose hook drop shot type hook set, okay? Reel into them, raise the rod, you'll hook them. If you try and whack them with this, you might come up with some missed fish. If you want to whack fish, that Frenzy Nail is what I would suggest. Although you don't need to do it. One of the things I really like about the Frenzy Nail is the percentage you hook them right up through the nose. This is the head I really like for, like, if you guys ever want to throw like a smallie beaver, and this will even handle the regular beaver, but it handles a smallie beaver really well. I love this for the Fatty Z. You got this bar back here that holds things really, really well. Another worm that shines on this is the Reaction Innovations flirt worm. Moving to the Bass Union, much bigger bite here, different angle to the line tie. Okay, point down closer to a 90 degree. I think they call it, let's see. No, that's probably a 60, but the hook is at a different angle. Let's see if you can see it. That hook point is pointed out. You see there? That tends to really help with hookups. This I tend to use a lot on my shorter baits, but I will also use this on a SMH worm by Z-Man. You could use it on a tube if you wanted to. But I really believe that just about every head has a great rigging, right? Now, the line tie angle on the Owner kind of lends me to believe swimming. So I think this might work really well in a weedless application, swimming a swim bait. Now, the reason I said that is because I want you to always keep in mind to try and use the most efficient tool for what you're doing, for the bait you're fishing. If I want to fish a weedless swim bait, to me, the best rig is a flashy swimmer or just the screw lock without the blade. it's optimal to me, okay? I know it works. I got a good beefy hook on there. I can set the hook however I want. If I'm fishing a not weedless swim bait, that takes this out of play. Then I'm going to go towards a ball head. And this is what we started out using, okay? For like a 2.8, this ball head was great. Works very, very well. What I've found lately, thanks to innovation and the old hover minnow, juggle minnow, whatever you want to call it, is this hook here, which this is a Buckeye Lures G Stroll, designed by Gerald Swindle. Now, I haven't been throwing a hover minnow with this. I've been throwing, this is the hook that I've had my most success on the Megabass Spark Shad in 3-inch. Okay, it works very well for me. It comes through snags well. It's not hanging up a lot. The bait still swims. And here's another one. This is the Horizon by Gamakatsu. But what I want you to look at is the hook size. See how much further back in the bait it goes. So this is a great one too. Very similar in design, except this one has some lead up here. Extra wide gap hook, but because it's longer, I'm going to use this on a longer swim bait. You don't want to get that hook bend too far back into the bait where it's going to take away its natural action. So on the smaller baits, this hook right here works very well. And if you needed to go shorter, you have this other standard ball head, which we've had around for ages, which is only about a 1/4 inch less in length. But that can make a difference in the way the bait swims. This is how I get to the point where I'm carrying way too many baits, because there are specific heads, hooks, weights that tend to work better with different baits. Now, you don't have to get geeked out on it like this. If you do get geeked out on it like this, you're probably going to get a few more bites over time, and your hookup percentage is probably going to get better. There's lots of stuff out there. I don't know why I bought these Buckeye Lures G Stroll jig head. You'll see I got the label in there because I wanted to remember what they were as I put my last pack in the container, because I want to order more. I've been really, really happy with the way those are working on my smaller swim baits. The Horizon head, which was that other one I showed you, right now I have plenty of them. I have more on the shelf up here or on the pick. And because I've talked about the G Stroll head now, I probably know what it is too. But now I will be on the lookout for opportunities to purchase some of these things. For shaky head fishing, I think it's really hard to beat that Bass Union weedless shaky head, except for the nail in the certain applications and baits where I want the nail. I've been throwing the nail since its inception. It's an extremely well thought out, well built head. Doing my BKK OCD box, as I was going through all of my tackle, I really started to realize that a good portion of the stuff I was carrying, I wasn't using anymore. So evolution happens, products change, sometimes for the better, sometimes not. I'll tell you, as far as jig heads go, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about football heads, ball heads, dart heads, shaky heads, man, they have gone leaps and bounds in the last 5 years, and there's a lot of good stuff out there. It's really helping me narrow my box down because I don't need to carry as much stuff. And these little ball heads here, these were a staple for me in the past. Now I'll still need to use perhaps on 2.8 Kitex or something like that. Once I reached that 3.3, that G Stroll head is a perfect fit. And I just like the hook on it. I like the bite. I like the way it comes through the rock. Really, really effective. So pick and choose things if you can that suits your baits the best, and you'll get better performance out of them. Better performance, better results, more enjoyment on the water, right? And then I will be putting together my jig box here pretty soon. I've got a whole bunch of them over there. I'm going to have to do the same thing with crankbaits. Really, I want to do the same thing I did on this, of just go through everything and pick out the stuff I'm actually going to use and put boxes together with that. As we do it, I'll share that stuff with you because I think it's good information for everybody. I've fished a lot of this stuff. Some of it I just don't use anymore, you know. Sean the Average Angler, if you like this kind of content, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you're doing with your, if you bought some of these. I know a lot of people scored these owner heads during that time, okay? It was a really good deal, really hard to pass up. So have you used them? If so, what are you using them for? Help the community out. We'll see you on the next one.